Today we're going to take a look at Pitaka's most protective cases yet. This is going to be the aramid ProGuard series as well as the aramid UltraGuard series cases. Now if you've been confused about these two, we're definitely going to take a look at both of these together. And I also have a pretty slim, pretty thin, ultra slim case from Pitaka as well. Always a favorite when you're trying to keep things minimal in your pocket. Now if you're interested in picking any of these up, I will throw some links down in my description. And while you're down there, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, even just comment or share this video with a friend of yours. And Pitaka, at least in my opinion, is the grandfather OG of premium aramid fiber cases. They've been doing this for a very long time, and it definitely shows with all of their designs and quality. But let's go ahead, take a look at these cases together and see what they're all about. Let's do a quick video on the UltraSlim case because I already reviewed their OG aramid fiber case. So if you're interested in checking this one out, I'll leave a link to this review down in my description. But this is going to be the blue case, which is perfect for my blue iPhone. Shout out to you blue warriors out there that also picked up the same color. But this UltraSlim case is really cool because they do give you this Pitaka tap button, and that's basically an aramid fiber button. So no matter where you put your hand on this UltraSlim case, you're still going to get that awesome aramid fiber feel. And at only 23 grams, it's pretty light, and 1.1 millimeter thinness, it's also really, really thin. Now keep in mind, guys, these aramid fiber cases are not intended to be thrown around. They're not intended to be the rough and tough type of cases. And I do have to say that because a lot of people don't understand that, believe it or not. They always tell me, hey, that case is too slim. And yes, it is. That's entirely what this case was built for, entirely the purpose of this case. And as someone who likes to keep things fancy from time to time, especially on date night, this UltraSlim case definitely does the job. Now on the back again, you can see all of the individual weaves, all of those aramid fibers. And I think this blue and black case looks pretty stylish. Here's your camera coverage. But if you take a look at the individual weaves, you can see those fibers as we get up close and personal with the Pitaka case. Very nicely done with those black and blue stripes there. And a little Pitaka branding right on that top side. So overall, a very nice looking case in my opinion. MagSafe ring is right on the inside. So let's just go ahead and plop in my device here. And yeah, this is matching very nicely with my blue iPhone. Let me know what you think about this color combination. Let's just give a second to take a look at it before we switch on to the other cases. Now in terms of your minimalist protection for those camera lenses, you can see that there, you're just about covering that camera. So you can see those camera lenses are protected. So if you do lay your phone on the table there, you're still going to have protection when it comes to those lenses. Again, it's a minimalist style case, which should be beefed up with this next iteration of UltraGuard cases. There's your bottom protection. Again, usually these minimalist style cases, your buttons are exposed. Very nicely done again, color matching with my blue iPhone. And there's that Pitaka tap button once again. So it is kind of flush with the device, recessed a tiny bit. I'm talking about a tiny bit recessed. But pressing your button, you still get full control over this camera button here. Half presses, full presses. Granted, I don't really like this button, so I don't use it on the regular. Hopefully Apple will let us reassign that to something else. But I tell you, you can't feel the difference between that camera button and the aramid fiber case. Ultra premium, 100% for sure this is a premium feeling case. And it's not super slippery either. And in terms of fingerprints, this is hiding the fingerprints a lot better than the black one. So for those of you that don't want a lot of fingerprints, I would definitely suggest this blue case. If we take a look at your front lip protection, again, I do have a screen protector installed, so my screen protector is just a tiny bit higher, as you can see on that bottom corner, than the actual case itself. And testing that out on my table, I do feel my glass screen protector on the table there. So if you do not have a screen protector, which quite honestly I do not recommend, but I know there's some of you out there that don't use screen protectors, I would imagine you'd get a tiny bit of front protection there without a screen protector. So you can see that there. Let me know if you guys use a screen protector or not, but in terms of your front coverage, that is what the coverage is going to be. Again, this is a slim minimalist type of case, and man, that does look really nice. Taking a look at MagSafe compatibility, nice strong magnet on the back here, very strong magnet. And if we take a look at a battery pack, which is Qi 2 capable, thanks to Pitaka's newest slimline battery pack. Very strong on the back with that MagSafe tail. That's going to give you extra strength with all of your MagSafe devices there. So yes, wireless charging works perfectly fine. Taking a look at the snugness test. Very snug on my device. None of these corners are popping off. Yeah, well done Pitaka on this blue UltraSlim case. let's put the UltraSlim case aside and take a look at two of their 360 type of protective cases. That's going to be the ProGuard, which I went into full detail of on my other review, so I'll leave that once again in my description down below. But starting with the UltraGuard case, this again is going to be one of their most protective cases with TPU, aramid fiber, and even an Orca resin that's going to be blended into that aramid fiber to give you more drop protection and more scratch resistance. This is only about 35 grams, so it's not really that heavy, guys. And you do get a glass camera button, so I'm always about those premium feeling camera buttons on any of these cases for the 17 Pro Max here. Now if you take a look at the back, it's pretty hard to tell that you do have a resin, and quite honestly, well actually, let me take a look at the ProGuard, because this one does not have a resin, and let's see if I can feel the difference between the two. And yes, I can definitely feel the difference. This one has a more smooth type of texture on the back, whereas the ProGuard has that more kind of individual weave feeling on the back here. So in terms of the way that both of these feel, if you want to feel the individual fibers, ProGuard might be the way to go, but I'll tell you some of the disadvantages to the ProGuard versus the UltraGuard. I think this one feels really nice, and it is true aramid fiber, but once again, you do have that resin on the inside there. So if we take a look at the case, here's your camera protection on the inside as well. Nice soft lining to help protect your phone from getting all scratched up, and you do get that MagSafe ring, of course. Again, 360 protection with TPU on the edge to kind of give you that more drop protection, and again, give you a little bit more grip when it comes to this case. But let's go ahead and remove the UltraSlim case really quickly. If we take a look at your camera protection here, guys, next to that really nice, tasteful Pitaka logo, you do get camera protection. So again, these are still on the slimmer side of cases, but you do get 360 type of protection. You do get that premium aramid fiber feel. So your plateau is covered and protected right there. Now if we take a look at your front screen protection, again, I do have a screen protector installed. And yep, I do believe this is just about covering my screen protector. So if we do the table test, yep, I do feel my case rather than my screen protector. So again, it's just millimeters thicker than my glass. Again, there's a whole bunch of different glasses out there as well, so your glass might be a little bit different. But in terms of my glass screen protector, again, if you don't have one, you're going to get more coverage. But my glass is being protected with the UltraGuard case here. Good feedback on these buttons, and I do like the fact that they're piano black, matched with that matte black TPU. Just kind of gives it a nice flair, nice design in my opinion. And yes, you do see that TPU all along the front of the case. And again, that's going to help with the drop protection as well as the grip when it comes to the UltraGuard. There's your cutouts on the bottom, little oversized USB-C so you can plug in some third-party cases. Here's your camera button, and once again, it is a glass camera button, which means you get some of the best feedback on any buttons on the market. Really nice button here. Half presses, no issues with these half presses, and again, feels super premium as any premium case should feel. But getting away from that camera button, here's your power button right on the top here. Again, nice feeling power button. And overall, I think this is the way to go when it comes to a protective aramid fiber case from Pitaka. You get that Orca resin on the back, which just it's going to help get rid of most of those fingerprints that actually plague aramid fiber cases. As you can see, I've been feeling up this case for a while, and I don't really see a whole bunch of fingerprints on the back here. Nice case from Pitaka, but before we take a look at the other one really quickly, MagSafe does a good job. Doing a good job when it comes to the MagSafe ring on the back there, and of course plugging in Pitaka's own G2 battery pack with that MagSafe tail. It's giving you a little bit extra strength, a little bit more strength on the case here. Let's go ahead and check out the snugness. Very snug, guys. This is a really snug case on your device. Well done, Pitaka, when it comes to the snugness test. Now, just really quickly, again, I did a full review on their ProGuard case, but I just want to show you a couple differences that I noticed right off the bat. Now, again, you do get that same soft lining on the inside to protect your phone from getting all scratched up, but this is going to give you just a little bit more protection on those corners. You can see those corners are just beefed up. So for those of you that are drop prone and you drop your phone just a little bit more often than the average bear, you might appreciate having a little bit extra bumper on those corners. And the same goes for that camera protection. You can see that plateau on those two corners there. That corner protection just is beefed up a little bit more to give you a dual layer defense thanks to the beefed up corner. And then again, that inner camera ring there. Now the buttons, you can see, are a little bit different when it comes to the button design. These are actual buttons here on the UltraGuard. You can see actual buttons. And you can see on the ProGuard, the TPU is actually just cut out to give you that button feeling. It's not an actual button when it comes to the ProGuard case. Again, you can see that bottom is extra protective as well. But plugging in my phone as well, you can see those corners. Again, beefed up corners on the top and on the bottom there. So for those of you that need that extra protection, this might be the way to go. Taking a look at the camera button, this is where there's a couple extra differences. This is actually just a TPU coverage. This is not an actual glass button like on the UltraGuard. While you still get full control over the camera, you can still get half presses and whatnot. Just feels a little bit different. Once again, it depends what you're used to. I'm actually, again, I prefer a more premium camera button. But as someone who doesn't even use this button all that often, I wouldn't say it would be a deal breaker. It all depends on you guys and what you think a camera button should be. And as long as it's functional, it's doing a great job in my opinion. And this button definitely is functional. You can see your beefed up corners as well. So you're getting a lot more of that protection on the front screen here. So this ProGuard versus UltraGuard, I don't know how they came up with that naming scheme, but it is what it is, guys. So in terms of the differences, let me just show you the back camera. Camera protection, again, that dual layer defense is giving you a little bit more peace of mind there. In terms of snugness, very snug on my device as well. No issues when it comes to the snugness test. Very, very snug. And there's your front lip protection once again. Just a little bit more front lip protection. If we take a look at that. Again, I'll leave the full review link to this one and the other UltraSlim case down in my description. Now in terms of the feel, once again, this has the Orca resin, so it definitely feels a little bit, again, more premium maybe, just because it's a little bit smoother. Now I don't find either one of these cases to be slippery, so that's one thing I want to let you know about. Now on this case, it kind of feels more TPU-ish on the back here. I mean, for the full aramid fiber feel, their UltraSlim cases give you that full aramid fiber feeling. All of them, of course, are aramid fiber, but in terms of feel, this feels more like the TPU molded into the aramid fiber type of feeling. This feels like a smoother back, more of that smoother back thanks to that resin. And once again, that full aramid fiber feel is going to be with their UltraSlim cases. Now, in terms of which case I would use on a daily basis, I'm going to tell you right now, I like the UltraGuard. I think the UltraGuard is a great middle ground for those of you that want that premium feel in hand, that want a glass premium camera button, actual buttons, and a good overall amount of protection. I mean, if you drop this case, you're still going to get good protection, guys. But for those of you out there that maybe drop your case a little bit more than the average bear, ProGuard is the way to go just because of those beefed up corners, and that extra TPU feeling just gives you a little bit more grip when it comes to all of these. Again, in terms of slipperiness, none of these cases I find slippery. And with the UltraGuard and ProGuard, you do get that TPU surround. So that just helps a little bit more grip. But if you're looking for the ultimate in grip, I would say the ProGuard is the way to go just because you get more of that TPU feeling all around. You get those beefed up corners for more protection as well. I'm going for the UltraGuard all day long, but I appreciate you guys watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will catch you in another video.